I take you out in Los Angeles.
I am. I'm actually in the city of San Fernando. I'm at my church in my office.
Okay, okay. How's the
Yeah.
weather out there?
You know what? Not bad. It's never that bad in California.
Okay,
It's a little chilly, but not bad. The sun is
okay,
out, so we're good.
okay. Now I saw the woolly hat, so I thought, wow, it must be really cold in LA.
No, this is just in lieu of a haircut.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, definitely want to thank you and welcome you to halftime chat. I'm out here in England. So it's about 10 o'clock at night.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, about 8 hours of difference and stuff. Yeah, but like everyone, all my guests, I always start off by asking where you were born and raised. So because we've got an international audience, and it's always good for them to get a picture as to where you're from.
Well, I am born and raised here in Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
My whole life in the South Central Los Angeles area. Um, Kind of like if you watch old movies like, Boys in the Hood and stuff
Yeah.
like that, that's shot in my neighborhood. Or if you watch the series Snowfall
Okay.
with Damson Idris, that's shot literally, some of that stuff is shot on the street in the block that I grew up on.
Wow. My goodness.
Yeah.
I think there's something that we've actually met before. It was on the 26th of May, 2001.
Whoa, at my wedding?
Yes. Yeah. So one of my ex-girlfriend who was living in the Bay Area, she was actually good friends with your wife's youngest sister. And so when she came,
Oh,
and I
wow.
used to live in Redondo. No, I lived in Culver City. So she came down and says, "Oh, look, I've got my best friend's sister's getting married." So we go to the wedding, and and I think Mary this had come out, so I kind of knew who she was, and stuff. But it was, yeah. So
Nice.
so, and it
Was it
actually,
was it Elena or Shante?
no, I can't. It's been up more than 20 years. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's I all I'm she wore glasses. She wears glasses. I don't know if they both wear glasses now, but
Oh, she wore glasses, then that was Lisa. That was her sister Lisa. Not the
okay.
youngest sister, but a younger sister, yeah.
Oh, younger sister, yeah. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
back, yeah, 20, yeah, yeah. So so when I was doing research, I said, "Oh yes, I remember meeting up with you, but it's such a long time ago." So
Wow.
yes, and anyway, um, yes, but as I think for those of us who, I do, as I said, I lived out in Redondo Beach and Culver City, but even when
Mhm.
I moved to Los Angeles when I was working, there was still that fear of South Central and Inglewood, and because of all the movies we watched about
Oh,
the
yeah.
hood. What was it like for you growing up in that area? Was it was portrayed on TV, or was life a lot different for you?
Well, it was pretty true to form. What you saw on those movies were, really based on true stories. So yeah, I did grow up in that type of environment, but I also, you know, I was a part of the fabric of my community. So, in that the people in my neighborhood, we all knew each other.
Okay.
So I felt safe. I never felt that I was in danger unless I ventured away from my neighborhood or the block that I grew up on. When I left my block,
Yeah.
I knew I was in danger.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, my company, our label is called My Block
Yeah, yeah.
for that reason, because we grew up. I don't know if you ever watched the movie, the NWA movie.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
The opening scene of that movie, there is a what seems to be sort of a drug deal happening with Eazy-E and some other guys, and all of a sudden there's this big tank that comes and smashes the house down.
Yeah.
That's a true story. Those tanks they were called the Batarang. And if there was a drug infested crack house, the LAPD had a tank and they would literally bulldoze the house down.
Wow.
That would happen frequently on in the street in front of my house, the street behind us. There was, people getting shot, killed, stabbed,
Wow.
robbed. All those things happened. But I grew up in a house with my father and my mother were praying. They were God-fearing people. They were always praying. Across the street from me was another family who were always playing. We would play outside and we could hear them in the house praying.
Wow.
There was a couple down, maybe about 6 houses down, named Reverend and Mrs. Hardy. He was a preacher. They were always praying in their house. And so all that stuff was happening around us, but never on my block.
Wow.
So I knew it was happening, but as long as I could make it to my block or to my home, I felt safe.
You mentioned about your parents praying and stuff. How important growing up was your faith for you, or was it such that your parents' faith and then you were just a kid and not involved?
I became involved in faith and just the Christian lifestyle really early, pretty early, because one, I was the musician at our church.
Okay.
And so I started playing the drums in church at 3 years old. And then at 6, I started playing bass. By the time I was 9, I was a church organist. So I had to learn all these songs. And these songs that I would play for the choirs and and all these things, the hymns, they really had an effect on me at a really young age.
Okay.
Once I started playing keyboard and learning these songs, and then I would see a Bible verse and then hear a song and kind of correlate the two things together, and that just started to come alive in me, in my mind, in a different way than the kids around me, because I was so heavily involved in the church. So by the time I was maybe 13, man, I was a full-on Bible-toting Christian, and with kind of one foot in, one foot out, though, because I still grew up where I grew up. I was still hung on the block with my guys, and we were wild during the week, but on Sundays, I was at church. Man, I was serious about it on Sunday.
Yeah, but so how does that work? We saw some comedies where you do drive-by shootings, but on a Sunday when everyone puts their guns away, like everyone goes to church and
Yeah,
come back. Was that generally the case?
that's definitely the case. Like, you would have people, it's different now, but they had such a respect and a reverence for the church that, if you found a drunk guy who was walking down the street drinking, when he stopped in front of the church, he would sober up and put his drink away and walk by the church. People wouldn't curse in front of churches.
Wow.
Now you got people cursing in church.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. As I said, I lived in America for 10 years, and Easter, you go to church, and on Easter, you couldn't find a seat. I'm like, where's everyone coming from? And it was always a strange thing that every Easter, the church that would be empty the previous Sunday would be ram-packed and stuff, and then everyone, so,
Easter is the Super Bowl of church.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I attended a church out in when I lived in Redondo Beach where they had a Saturday service because a lot of people were watching football on the Sunday, so they had a Saturday evening service,
yeah,
and because they knew that look, we can't beat them, we need to find a way to
yeah.
get them.
Because these brothers, listen, I know during football season, as a pastor here, I'm preaching a little bit shorter. So these guys, and now here's the thing, it's selfish too, because I want to see the game too.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
like, let's get you guys out early. The playoffs are happening right now, so let's go.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between
us for even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
Yeah,
what was it like growing up?
Business and she's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay.
They don't understand what Jodeci's boys are winning all spirits.
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.